Warning, this podcast, website, and associated social media accounts are intended for audiences of legal drinking age. We do not advocate overconsumption or the abuse of alcohol. Never drink and drive, drink responsibly. And please remember to always take what we say with a grain of salt. After all, we are just some dudes with some brews.
We started out by crawling out from under the thumb of the man. The lovers of God with dad bods just trying to feed our fam. Go sit right there and grab a beer, you know just what to do. Throw it back, get hammered, and listen to Dudes and Brews. I know a lot of people that prefer to do that rather than the actual oven itself.
Yeah, it's way. I mean, it takes
for like wings and stuff.
It's so much quicker, and it doesn't heat your whole house up like your oven does.
Oh yeah, I got
your
you.
oven will just heat everything up. And it's crispy. Yeah, it's perfect.
Got that crisp. Okay,
crisp,
cool.
Got that flavor.
I feel you.
That crisp hitter.
So I told you guys when I went to Nebraska, I stopped in Wichita.
Yeah.
Stopped at this awesome brewery called Nortons Brewing Company.
Yeah.
And the dude hooked me up. Like the owner, he hooked me up with a few different beers. This is one of them that he did. Now the reason why I stopped is because when I saw online they had a black IPA and they called it their black metal IPA.
Cool.
And I go, well, I like metal, so I need to stop and talk to these guys. Well, he gave me this one. This is Dad the Metalhead. It's a barrel-aged Mexican chocolate imperial stout. So he said that they do these 8-ounce. He calls them hand grenades. But when I think hand grenades, I think of Mickey's.
Yeah,
because those look like hand grenades.
And those are called hand grenades too, I think. Right?
Yeah, I guess.
Cans, or they're bottles actually.
Yeah, but they look like hand grenades because they're green. Are you familiar with what I'm talking about?
I am now. Now Larry's describing the bottle.
Yeah, you can't find them very much because
they stand out.
You got to go to the hood because it's a malt beer. It's like
kind
of like where you're gonna find a 40 ounce of slush malt liquor.
only in the hood, right?
The Colt 45.
And
wherever you're finding Colt 45s and stuff, that's where you're gonna find those Mickeys.
Man, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's these little ones right here.
Yes, look at those.
These.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
I
calling those hand grenades.
Look, that one even has
love Mickey's, honestly.
A grenade pull on it. Like a little.
Which one?
Down below. It may be the cap on it.
Right here.
Yeah, right there. It kind of looks like
dang.
The pull cap.
Dude,
that looks super old, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's ancient. I mean, who caps their beers like that now?
I mean, it's malt liquor, so it's a little bit different, I guess.
It looks like it's what are those drinks?
Yeah, those kid drinks.
Oh, it looks like a mix between one of those. I know what you're talking about. The barrels.
The little
Kool-Aid
barrels.
Yeah. It's a mix between those and what are the drinks that used to be bottles and they'd have all sorts of fruit flavors and then now they are
like
plastic.
Fuse? Oh, you're talking about Snapple.
Snapple. It's like Snapple.
The Snapple look on the bottle.
The kids' barrel Kool-Aid.
Yeah, 100%.
But one of the things that he said about these is that they do anything that's high ABV. They do in the 8-ounce cans, specifically because, I mean, when it's high ABV, do you really need more than 8 ounces? And actually, I'm right there with him.
16? Maybe 16 ounces?
See, that's just too much for me when it's like, because this one's going to be 13%.
Yeah.
So doing 12 to 16 ounces, I don't want to drink that much of that high of alcohol beer. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, with the 8-ounce, if it's a good beer, it's gonna keep me wanting more. It's gonna have me wanting to go.
Yeah, I know, but with 13%, that's fine. I'm like, I'm gonna be feeling good after 8 ounces. 100%. I don't think I need any more than that.
Yeah.
So let's crack these bad boys open and see what these are like.
That is the one thing that stood out to me was that high ABV.
Right.
On this.
Yeah, I'm getting this everywhere already.
Oh yeah.
It's also good if you like cold stouts.
Yeah.
You know, some people they like because when
like
it's got high alcohol like that, you usually sip on it for a while.
Right.
So I like it I like to go from cold to warm.
Oh yeah, I don't mind it.
But sometimes I like some stouts I like really cold, so I only pour half the can and then keep the other half in the fridge.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've ever done that.
And I'm intrigued on the description: barrel-aged Mexican hot chocolate imperial stout.
That smell is different, dude. That's not like a stout I've ever smelled before. I think that's the Mexican hot cocoa I'm smelling.
That's got to be them cocoa
nibs.
I wonder what makes it Mexican hot cocoa.
It's Mexican hot chocolate. Yeah, I don't know what why it would be considered Mexican versus it's Mexican chocolate, like chocolate straight from Mexico.
I mean,
You
does
know
that
how
sound
like
weird?
whenever you have something that's a Mexican sweet, it's not very sweet.
You usually
and
got
it's
some chili in
mostly
it?
got chili in it. Yeah, I wonder if that's what Mexican hot chocolate is. Is it's got chili in it?
That's what I'm getting on the back end. Have y'all tasted it?
No.
No,
It's
you're
super-
one.
It's sweet on the front end, but it's got a little spice on the back end.
Okay.
Larry's
Extract
right.
cinnamon chili powder.
Chili powder.
Yeah, Larry called it on
A
that
little
one.
bittersweet.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
It's
'cause-
good. Check it out.
Oh, it does. It doesn't even smell like a regular stout. You're right. It's got like something else. And maybe
I
it's
like
that.
it. I like the chocolatey kind of spicy kick to it.
I just want to keep smelling it.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's like really chocolatey forward.
All right,
It's
let me
really
get-
good.
It is. Did
Feels
you
good in the
did you
mouth.
Get the spice.
Yeah, and then
The
you get something on the back end.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, this is hitting on the back end
That's
pretty good, actually.
That's a really good beer.
And it's not too boozy.
No.
Like I
not
expected the alcohol to be like super high, and it even though it's 13%, it doesn't
doesn't come
feel.
across.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, you could tell it's got a higher ABV than
Yeah.
normal, but it doesn't taste like 13, which is good because some of them, when it tastes just like pure alcohol, I don't know that I'm a huge fan.
I like that chili on the back end.
Yeah,
though.
I
Dude,
do
it
too.
complements it well,
Yeah, I
doesn't
feel
it?
like that would go well on mini beers. That chili at the, you know what I mean?
I agree.
Like
yeah.
maybe even like a Mexican lager with that chili taste on it.
Yeah. Well, see, when you say that, it makes me think of that hop fusion with the pickles, because that's a lager with pickles
True.
and chili.
And I liked it.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah.
Dude, they did one, and here, so I had another of their beers called To the Jugular, and what it is, it's a raspberry and chipotle sour.
Whoa. There's a lot in that.
So literally, like you get it in the jugular, some of that chipotle on the back end, dude. It's so
yeah.
good. I actually brought some of that home, so I've got some of that in there as well. That we'll have to try. But the thing is, what I liked about this place is that they really don't do beer to go in cans. This is the only thing that they'll do in cans is these small ones.
And
Or
they
I
sell them
should say,
individually?
no. Okay, so let me rephrase this. They only sell it in cans if they're going to have it to go, and they fill them up there. So they only do crowlers. They do not do growlers, and they don't distribute.
Okay.
And he specifically said it's because he wants you to drink his beer as fresh as possible. So like an IPA, after like 2 months, it's no longer any good, and probably even less time than that. So he's like, if you're going to drink an IPA, we want it to be as fresh as possible. So we want you to come to the brewery and drink it. If you want to bring it home, we'll give you a crowler, but we're going to recommend that you drink it like right away.
I respect that.
But he does, and then they do some of their barrel aged. They do them in the small ones, but most of their stuff you have to go to the actual brewery for because they don't distribute, and it's really all about freshness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool when it comes to like the art form. Like, hey, this is my craft that I'm making.
For sure.
So this is how I want it to be enjoyed. But from a business perspective, you think that there might come a time where they're like, listen, guys, it's time to start distributing some of these.
I mean, you would
We're
think at
missing
some
out.
point, but I mean, I went there twice. So I went there 2 weekends in a row. Like on the way up there, set up an appointment with him so I could come the next week and do an interview. And they were busy both times.
Yeah.
Like they had a full-fledged kitchen and their food was bomb too.
Oh, really?
So that definitely helped. And maybe it's just Wichita doesn't have that many breweries, so maybe they're just standing out because there's not a whole lot there. I'm not sure, but they were phenomenal. And this beer is really good. I,
I mean,
like the
you
spice.
could. I mean, you could have your business as just a brewery. Like, you know, you come here, you eat food, you drink beer. That's
Yeah,
could be the business model they're going for.
right.
But I just think, like, man, for me, I would probably come a time where I'm like missing out on some big money to not ship these things and produce more of them.
Yeah.
Or just an opportunity to get your brand out, you know, and want people to try your.
But I don't know if I think their brand is simple.
Yeah.
If you got long hair and you maybe wear eyeliner, come in.
I mean, the guy,
They're going for that metal vibe.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to get a spike collar.
the guy I
drinking this beer.
interviewed was more like
Straight-
punk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so bald head. Or I shouldn't say bald head. He wore a hat, but like the hat he wore was like got the messed up bill. It's kind of flipped up a little bit.
Yeah, like that's a what do they call them? Like something billies, rockabillies. That's the rockabilly look.
Is that a rockabilly look?
I was thinking something totally different for rockabilly.
Well, that's the old school rockabilly actually. Well, it's like neo rockabilly. Yeah, rockabilly punk. There you go. I don't know. Maybe I'm off on that one, but
Yeah,
that's what I would
rockabilly. I
have
was
called
thinking.
it. Yeah, like It's kind of the look.
Kind of, yeah.
You know,
I was thinking more like
they work on a motorcycle.
like what are those like skater punks that wear the hat that's flipped up a little bit? That's what I was thinking. More like
Yeah.
skater guys. Like
I always
punk
see
skaters.
them as like motorcycle guys.
Yeah, I don't know.
Flipped up hat. Like maybe you should just Google who wears the flipped up hat.
Yeah, like these little like suicidal tendency hats.
Yeah.
exactly.
That's exactly.
But yeah, looking like
the
this
guy
where it
is.
flips up a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
But no, the dude was super cool. He was more punk than I would say than death metal.
Yeah.
They
That's
just happen
cool.
to have that in particular beer, which I thought was cool.
Cool.
But so we're gonna rate these. We got to go back to rating things. We don't. Sometimes we forget. 'Cause
we gotta stay grounded.
Well, sometimes we just forget because we get too into the moment.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But what do you got here on a scale of 1 to 5 on this one?
You want to go through the taste and stuff first, and like look at the scale because this is such a unique beer. I feel like we got to talk about. What we're enjoying about it. It's different. I've never had a beer like this one before.
It's a great beer. Man, I'm telling you.
It honestly had to grow on me. The first drink kind of took me back. Like you guys were all like, "This is great," and I was kind of like, "I don't know, it's kind of weird." But now I am really enjoying it.
You kind of feeling it now?
So here's the smell scale. So the aroma, where does this one come in? I smell the chocolate up front. It almost smells like a cocoa nibs, like it's kind of a bitter
smell
chocolate.
like the spices though.
Yeah, but I don't smell like a sweet chocolate when I smell it though.
I know.
It's so that's why I was
yeah.
thinking like cocoa nibs because it's like a bitter chocolate.
Yeah.
That's where I'm.
I don't know if you
coming
can
in
smell
at.
bitter though.
Is cocoa like a smell on the scale?
Let's see what we got.
Let's see. Maybe on the spicy, black pepper, licorice, nutmeg, thyme. Those
I'm
are
trying to
savory
look and see.
spices. Fruity.
It's not really fruity either.
Yeah, I'm coming in down here on the. Yeah.
Is it a
On the
smoky, a caramelized smell?
See, here's some more taste and mouthfeel, but
I'm kind of thinking more of the caramelized smell.
yeah.
Is this a smell scale that you're looking at?
Part of it is.
been a
Part of it
while.
is. So here's taste and texture over here.
Okay.
So they do taste and texture on this side, but this side is all smell stuff.
It's got a really good texture as well. I know we're still on the smell, but great.
Dude,
texture
the
and
mouthfeel is so good.
It's great.
I would say right here,
It's
creamy.
smooth, creamy. Yeah.
Creamy mouthfeel for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like, it's not quite as thick, but it makes me think of like that old, like you go get chocolate milk, like that thick, like True Mooch chocolate milk. Know what I'm talking about? Like
Yeah.
it's not quite that thick, but that's kind of the creaminess that you get from it.
What about like you ever had those chocolate soldiers? I haven't seen those in forever.
Chocolate Soldier. What are you talking about?
Yes, you guys don't remember the chocolate
no.
soldiers?
Nuh-uh.
These things were. I think Yoo-Hoo put them out of business. But
really?
yeah, chocolate soldier drink, man. This was the original. Look at that.
What?
This is the original chocolate. I haven't had one of these since I was a kid, but it's
Dude, Larry, how old are you, dude?
super thick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I remember back in that black and white day. Look at this one. See, that's
$1.50 for a 6-pack. There
dude,
you go.
that's on discount though. Look at that. That's a clearance
Yeah.
tag.
Oh.
So you're talking real thick,
It's super thick.
Yeah.
Like
But-
whenever you said Yoo-Hoo, I could see that
Yoo-Hoo
that
kind
texture.
of tastes. It's like sweeter.
Okay.
It's more like for kids.
This here's more like a powdered chocolate.
Dude,
powdered chocolate milk.
I just can't tell you, man. It's like such a unique chocolate
Yeah.
milk.
Right,
Chocolate
yeah.
soldiers
okay.
are. I don't know
Yeah.
why we don't see them anymore.
Yeah, they look like they're.
I mean, even
gone.
these pictures, dude. These things look ancient.
Yeah, they look
One of those looks
old.
like it's an old oil can.
Shake well.
What
before
is
you-
this right here?
What is that?
That's
real smooth
that's
chocolate.
got one of those pop tops that
That's
we
the
saw on
pop
those
top.
Mickeys.
That's where you guys are like, man, how old are you, Larry? Like back in my day, I drank out of this old chocolate
oil
soda
can. That
This
does
oil
look like
can.
an old oil can right there.
But yeah, so like if
Yeah.
we're looking at the scale here, I would
Yeah.
say that I guess it would be more caramelized than anything.
Well, and I still like from
Malt,
opening
caramel, cocoa.
opening the can, like it feels like I've got syrup on my hands, kind of real sticky, like
Right. Yeah.
From-
When I cracked it, a little bit of it
a little
came
bit
out.
came out, and it's like it's thick, dude.
I'll put a little bit on my finger
Yeah,
just
see
to
what
see
you
if I
got.
can experience that.
Yeah, that sticky feel. I like the process that it takes you through from start to finish. Right, the minute you take you smell it, You take a sip, and you get that texture and kind of that creaminess. So you get the chocolate on the front, and then that kind of little spice on the back. Dude.
Yeah, but
It
it's not.
takes you-
It's not overly sweet chocolate. It's just. I would
No.
say just very slightly bitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it almost does this where it goes bitter. We're over here on the taste right here,
Okay.
where it goes bitter, sweet, and then I would say spicy
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
or like savory.
It's full circle. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
dude.
Full circle. This beer is the definition of a craft beer.
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure.
for
These guys
You just
knock it out
taste
of the
the
park.
craftiness of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they don't even do that many barrel aged beers either. Like they had 2 barrels.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming that's all. I mean, talking to him, it sounded like that's all they do for a year is just 2 barrels.
Well,
They chose
follow
well.
them, dude, and
Yeah.
see if they don't come out with the beer called the Spiked Collar. And when they do, you're gonna be like, oh, Larry's,
flip
Larry's
bill.
calling these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rockabilly
The
spiked
rockabilly
collar.
spike. It's happening. Coming to a store near you.
Mm-hmm. That's a good beer.
Yeah, it really is.
So would you rate it? Did you give it a 4, 5?
Me, I'm thinking like a 4.5. Yeah, I mean it's damn good.
It is a good beer. I'm coming in
Well,
at that
what do you got?
that 4.5 as well. Yeah. Just because like you said, I like the uniqueness behind it.
Yeah,
the craft.
I'll go 4.5.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
At first, I would have went. What's weird is I would have probably went 3.5 the first drink,
Oh, yeah.
and I don't know why, but it's just like
Coming alive, man.
So-
it hit me hard at first.
So this is the thing. So this is one thing that I've debated about because I've talked to other guys because I'm a part of that homebrew club now.
Mm-hmm.
I've talked to those guys about how they rate beers, and basically they all told me that if they're not rating something 3.5 or higher, then the beer sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see
And
that.
I don't know
I
that
agree.
I agree with that.
I could see it though.
There's beers that I drink that I go, this
if-
beer's okay. It's not bad. It's not good. It's right in the middle. 2.5.
I don't know. I feel like I can't give it something 2.5 unless I don't like it.
I agree. If I'm going 2.5 or below or 3 and below, I don't like the beer.
yeah,
it
yeah,
sucks.
me too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man,
100%.
maybe I've been rating
and I
these
feel
wrong.
like I've been like riding the 3.5 to 4.5 for so long that
Mm-hmm.
it's time for me to make that jump and start throwing some 5s out there.
Start throwing some
Yeah.
vibes
like
out
if it's a
there.
really good beer, I'm just gonna say 5.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, this is good. 4.5.
4.5.
I was gonna
Okay.
go low, but
Yeah, I didn't start rating beers for 5. I didn't start giving 5s out until recently. Like at Celestial.
Oh, so you was throwing some 5s out there?
Celestial, I threw all 5s out. Tups, I was throwing 5s out. So
Oh dang.
yeah, I mean, you went in Rome. My
Yeah.
guy
Right.
Joe was throwing 5s around like they were just haymakers. So I'm like,
I don't
Yeah.
throw many 5s, but yeah, sometimes.
hey, maybe at the
dude.
time.
it's time.
maybe it's time.
If it's a really good beer, then it's time to just say, you know what,
Yeah.
I can't do better than this. I don't know
Yeah.
what I could do to change
Exactly.
this. I'm tasting it. I don't know what it needs any different.
Right.
So
Yeah.
5.
I love that thought process.
Yeah.
'Cause I remember we talked about it too. It's like, dude, okay, especially when it comes to like IPA, like what are you doing that you're setting yourself apart? Like,
Yeah.
how are you? There's so many IPAs on the market right now. How are you standing out? And I know, like, I'll use Alpha Drop for an example. They're throwing cryo hops in there, and it's just such a good IPA. It's such a good beer. Like that's one that I rated a 5. Celestial came in hot, swinging heavy hammer. swinging some 5s around too, and they were doing things that I had just never seen people do before.
So, after talking to this guy at
Yeah.
Nortons,
Yeah.
I think so. We kind of went super inside baseball on an IPA that he had.
okay,
He opened up I think it was a West Coast, so it's more fruity, citrusy. And I was like, this isn't what I think when I think IPAs. I like West Coast IPAs; they're lighter in color. And he called me out, like he could tell based on what I was saying what I was used to, and he's like, so you're thinking when you think IPA, you think of something a little bit more piney, more like copper colored. And I'm like, yeah, like a copper
Yeah.
color is what I'm thinking of an IPA when they're really light like this and they're hazy, like new hazies
Almost
or
hazy.
juicies. They're good. Like, don't get me wrong, I like them, but they're not always punch you in the face bitter, which that's what I'm used to when I think IPA. I think super off the chart,
bitter,
like bitter.
yeah.
yeah,
But nowadays with some of these IPAs, the kind of hops they use doesn't necessarily have to be as bitter as I'm used to.
I completely
It's like
agree.
throwing me off.
Yeah.
So.
I would still always say that they're bitter. I would always put them in the bitter category. Unless it's so not bitter that I'm like, is this a pale ale? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's usually those juicy,
Yes,
the juicy ones,
juicies.
and sometimes some hazy ones. I'm like, I don't know. It almost doesn't taste like an IPA because it doesn't taste so
I
bitter.
think that's because we're used to those
Chewing on
bitter, those
grass.
really bitter
Yeah.
IPAs, because that's what we grew up on. I say grew up on. That's what we started with in craft beer coming into IPAs. Because I would drink like the 60-minute is one that I started with.
Oh yeah, you went to the deep end.
Yeah. I mean, where did you start with IPAs outside of 903?
I probably Dogfish Head. That's the most famous one.
Yeah,
But
like
then
that
it's
or like
I don't know
Stone?
because I feel like everywhere has an IPA, so I don't really remember where it started.
Well, I mean, I just think of like the big ones, which were the 60-minute from Dogfish Head and like Stone IPA.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Stone.
Stone.
Like outside of that, like
I
I
started-
started doing more crafty stuff with like the smaller breweries. But
Yes, I was gonna say I started with like the Alaskan, so I kind of dipped my toes in the water a little bit, and then I went like Sierra Nevada was a big one that I kind of went to. So real.
Do they have
real-
an IPA? I think they have the pale ale.
they
though.
have a hazo, or they have a
Okay.
They
hazy
do have
IPA.
the hazy, I believe.
But their pale ale is amazing.
Oh yeah, dude,
Yeah.
their pale ale was
and
on
they sold
point.
everywhere. So it's like if you go to a
Yeah,
beer store and you're
everywhere.
like, oh, I don't see anything, I could always default to
You can
the
grab a
Sierra
Sierra,
Nevada.
yeah.
And then it's also like $15 a 12-pack usually.
Yeah,
That beer, it needs an award just because of what it's doing for society.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
It got me into the game.
It's like it's
Yeah.
everywhere. It's a good deal. You can even get like the tall cans of them for like $2 if you can find them somewhere.
Oh yeah,
You know what I
I've
mean?
seen them.
It's like a couple dollars.
Yeah, that's kind of
Yeah.
my entry into the craft scene. You know, I could be. I don't know if they were specifically IPAs, but it was just like I'll never forget, man. That moment, it was just nostalgic for me.
Really?
You know, I was like, dang, man, I've come out of the Lake Nectar game and entered straight into the craft brew scene. You know, it was really cool.
That's the way to go,
It
man.
Yeah.
reminds me of this time he was riding his dirt bike and he wrecked it and he ate all this grass. He like ate a bunch of dirt and he's like, wow.
This does remind me of that moment.
It's IPA.
Well, let's go ahead and get into a couple things here. So so Larry, you put some stuff here that was. What's on Larry's phone? What's on Larry's phone?
Right on.
So here's this first one that you had, and this one had probably been on here a while. But which beer are you?
It's so long I don't even know what this is. I have to look at it. Which
Okay.
beer are you? Drop it in the comments. Okay, so I think the idea here is that you read the characteristic of the
personality
beer,
types, yeah.
and it's like your personality type.
cool.
So we got the sour ale, which you're here for a good time, dancing, never texts you back, but has cool shirts. That's
Okay.
interesting.
Okay.
An interesting list of features.
huh.
The wheat beer
Okay.
will watch your pet, repost memes, never makes plans, and isn't that worried.
Okay.
That's kind of sounding a little bit like Joe. He's actually watched my pets.
Yeah.
That never makes plans. I don't know. Okay, Porter. Super strong, gives directions, helps without asking. Horrible eyesight.
Okay.
What?
I don't know where that comes into play, but
I
all
know.
right.
There's always like a wild card in each one of them. And then down to the IPA, what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Can smash a taco.
Oh, yeah.
Wins board games.
Okay.
Never quiet and draws sometimes.
That's a wild card.
That one's I'm feeling like that one's a little bit like me. Just throwing that out
Okay.
there.
All right.
Can smash a taco.
I am quiet sometimes, but okay, stout. Thanks a lot. Huge vocabulary. Usually on time and great taste of music.
Okay.
And then we got our boy Pilsner, who's
Yeah.
pretty chill, watches the foosball,
Yeah.
also known as football. Actually really funny, and that's a good deal.
don't-
What?
I don't
I'm
get
Ron
that.
Burgundy?
What?
Man, this is great.
So let's start with Brian. Who do you think Brian is?
Okay, call it out.
Brian.
Call it out.
It's like
I
there's a
don't
little bit
know.
of features of each one.
See,
of them.
that's exactly what I was
I think I'm a
thinking,
little
yeah.
IPA with a little Pilsner.
I think he's here for a good time.
I'm definitely here. Oh,
On
yeah.
the sour ale.
Yeah.
Under the wheat beer, I think he
Never makes plans.
never makes
Never-
plans.
never.
Brian does not understand what it means to make a plan.
Not even close.
I'll throw it out there. And
He
say
throws
it's
it
a good
out there so that someone else will make the plan.
Yes,
He'll be like, hey
exactly.
guys, here's an idea. Who wants to make plans for this?
Exactly.
He's the idea guy.
I'm the idea
Yeah.
guy. I'm the hype man.
What about gives directions, super strong?
I don't know.
Helps with, I don't know if he's any of
I can
those.
smash a taco with the best.
Yeah,
of
so
them.
he's here for a good time.
Yep.
Never makes plans.
Yep.
and pretty chill.
Yeah, a little bit. Got a little bit
Yeah.
of features on all. Okay.
So it's like a sour wheat.
So I want
A
to say
sour
because out of
latte.
all the characteristics, he really never makes a plan. I think he might be the wheat beer.
The wheat.
Yeah.
Okay, that works.
Yep.
That works.
All right, so we'll move over here to Joe here.
All right.
So what are you thinking, Brian?
Never text back. He has some pretty
Oh,
cool.
dude, he never does text
He has
back.
some pretty cool t-shirts, pretty cool shirts.
Yep.
I don't know. He's looking like a sour ale to me. He's-
Already
he's here
he
for a
is,
good time.
yeah. Can you dance? Do you like to dance? Dude, we've been to the daddy-daughter dance.
Oh
And he's like,
he gets
tell me
down.
he doesn't love the
I mean, I go out there and act a fool.
Outcast song.
Oh,
And he
he
doesn't
loves
always do
Outkast.
the shake the Polaroid. This
Oh,
dude,
shake it.
Yeah. Oh, that's it.
Shake it
he
like
always
a
shakes the
Polaroid.
I've seen
Polaroid.
this dude.
Oh,
yes.
come on, it's hey ya.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey.
Such a
yeah.
sad song for as upbeat as it is.
I agree. I think you're the sour ale man.
You're by far the
By
sour.
far. Yeah.
All right,
Okay. What do we
All
got
right.
for my man
Yeah,
Larry
what do
over
y'all
here?
think?
Larry.
Um.
I mean, he does help without asking.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm.
He's good at giving directions.
His eyesight's actually really good,
Okay.
so this wouldn't work at all.
That's okay.
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah.
understand how he sees stuff the way he does sometimes.
Great taste in music, for sure. I'm thinking stout, man. You know,
Thanks a lot. Huge
yeah.
vocably.
Yeah, he's stout with a little
Joe's
bit
got
of porter.
huge
Usually
vocabulary.
on time. Well, I mean, I
don't
mean,
know about that.
I mean, it just seems like you have an average
thinking- are you
vocabulary.
thinking
You don't
porter? Right.
use like outlandish words. It's just
Right.
you don't sound like an idiot,
What was
but
that
you
word? That was a good one.
Outlandish.
Outlandish.
Yeah, that was a good one.
don't. I mean, you don't use a lot of $5 words, as I would call them.
yeah.
I think I'm on time.
A stout
he's-
though, yeah, you're on time. Good music. You think a lot
For sure.
I
I
mean,
think he's the stout, man. I really do.
yeah, stout.
Well, you got there's other features on the board for you up there, but I think we're going
I mean,
stout on you.
he can smash a taco for sure.
Bro,
Bro.
I literally smashed 2 brisket baked potatoes tonight
Dang.
at the Christmas party I just went to.
Oh yeah.
2 loaded up ones.
That sounds so good.
I mean, I
dude.
went for the second one before. There were people still online for their first one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why not? You know?
So
Why-
this guy,
why
seriously.
Yeah.
So I guess
Cool.
I'm a sour ale.
Yeah, I'll be the wheat.
He's a wheat,
Yeah.
and you're a stout.
Stout.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually like a sour ale a lot. So
Yeah. I
and
like
then
the stout.
you like a stout a lot. And
Do you
he
like
likes,
wheat beer?
I really don't
Like,
like
a blue
wheat
moon?
beers.
Do you like blue moons?
Occasionally. They're not my go-to.
What if it has a slice of orange in it?
With a slice of orange, 100%. Yeah.
You seem like the kind that would want that orange in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean if I'm not, I'm gonna judge the establishment based on if they give me an orange or not.
Yeah, for sure.
If they don't give me an orange, then this place is not a place that I'm gonna frequent.
And I'll tell you, when I'm craving a blue moon, it's because I'm craving a blue moon with a slice of orange.
Yeah.
You know, they go hand in hand for me.
Yeah.
So like when I was new into craft beer, I drank a lot of wheats.
Mm-hmm.
So Blue Moon was something I went to a lot.
Okay.
And I looked it up. You know, what you're supposed to do when you drink it at home. It's gonna sound real stupid and extra.
shave
What?
it, right? Shave.
No, I mean you can get orange and put an orange slice in it or however you want to do that. But
Okay.
before you open the beer itself, you get it, you lay it down on its side, and you roll it back and forth real slow. Let everything mix up a little bit. You don't shake it, but you roll it back and forth real slow a couple times. Then pop it and pour it.
That's a good idea.
Interesting.
Yeah, like it
Yeah.
mixes
Wonder why.
up the kind of stuff in it so it doesn't settle at the bottom.
Yeah.
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 Probably any kind of unfiltered beer or
Yeah, like that or
fruit
like a
beers.
blood and honey. Some of those
blood
and
honey.
fruited sours.
That one has what is that stuff?
Dude,
on
I
the
was
blood
gonna
and honey?
say,
It's
Never been
labeled as
a wheat.
as an unfiltered beer.
okay.
Okay, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah,
I've
because you
never
can see
really
the
liked blood and
coatings.
honeys.
don't?
No,
Oh, dude, those are good.
I don't know why.
I love them.
I got burnt out on them because they were everywhere,
I know,
and
yeah.
it's like I drank them because that's the only beer that they had that was halfway decent. And
It's
I-
a unique beer too, so like you can get burnt out on it,
Right.
because it doesn't taste like any other.
so I haven't
beer.
had it
Yeah.
in a while, but
Yeah.
usually that was the go-to because I didn't want a Lake Nectar or a
Right.
Blue Moon, so that was the crafty,
Right.
Yeah.
the crafty beer. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. And I know I rag on these lake nectars, and I normally, when I think of lake nectars, I'm actually thinking kind of more, my go-to was always like imports, right? Like Dos Equis or Corona or whatever. But I don't know, grabbing a Bud Light was never just really my jam unless I'm on the lake with a cooler full. You know?
Whenever I was young and I went through like domestic beers, I
Yeah.
had a time where I was a fan of like Miller.
Yeah.
I was a fan of Coors Original, the banquet of beers.
Yeah.
Bud Light, and even Budweiser. I really liked Budweiser.
So you
for a
enjoyed
while.
them when you were a kid or when you were younger?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was a kid, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not like underage. When I was underage, it would be like, you know, True Lake
Whatever you could
Nectars,
find.
like
Natty
Keystone
Light
or Natties,
Yeah.
whatever somebody like. You
Didn't
know.
they relabel Natties as Natty Daddy? I think they. So I think
Those are the big
Natural
ones, I
Light
think.
came out with the like Bud Light, the premium. What was that higher ABV Bud Light that they came out
like
with?
a Bud
It was
Ice?
platinum. It was platinum.
I think
Oh,
Natural
I was
Light
thinking
did.
like Bud Ice.
Well,
It's a malt beer.
Th-
This,
right.
this is
Oh,
actually,
is it?
Yeah, this is
Oh, I
actually
never had tried it.
a regular domestic beer, but
Yeah.
with higher alcohol.
I
Oh,
used to
okay.
go to the bar and I would order those platinums because they were like in the real tall like aluminum cans. They were
Oh,
really
yeah.
good.
and those Natty
But
Daddies are the same
I
thing,
was gonna
right?
say Natural Light did the same thing with like Bud Light did, but they called them Natty Daddies,
Oh,
higher
man.
ABV.
Man.
And I don't. I guess they were big sellers. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't.
At the rodeo, maybe. Just
Yes.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's them right there. It kind of does
I
look like
thought
a
it was just
malt.
because it was a tall can. I didn't know that it says 8% though.
8% on these Natty Daddies.
Dang.
those are some daddies.
Yeah.
8%.
25 ounce.
That has to
Look at that.
taste so
Watermelon.
watermelon.
Oof. What is that?
What is
Lemonade?
happening?
They tried to get into the game. Look, they tried to get into the seltzer.
Oh no, I think that they have
Those are
seltzers.
beers though. Those aren't seltzers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it says contains...
Everybody and their mom has seltzers nowadays.
Dude, I
True.
saw it the
I
other
know.
day at
The
Sam's
Natural Light
Club.
seltzer.
Get this, at Sam's Club, I saw Sonic America's Drive-Thru seltzers
No way.
Oh really?
at Sam's Club.
What?
Yeah, so it's
Sonic
like you know,
seltzer?
like cherry limeade
Yeah.
seltzer from Sonic.
Wow.
I'm like, Sonic's selling alcohol now. Yeah,
Dang.
everybody,
Getting on the
literally
game.
everybody's in the game.
And that's where I go. They're selling their souls. That's why I go back to
Mm.
Nortons and say, "Hey, just keep doing you. Keep making them come to the brewery.
Yeah.
Dang, Joe went
Don't sell your
dark
soul."
with that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bring it in, play that metal music.
Yeah, put on this metal spike chain.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Get outta
Whatever
here.
you gotta do. Dude, so what was the music like there?
Did.
I mean, it was more like it reminded me of like stuff you would listen to on like Tony Hawk Pro Skater, like punk kind of music.
The Ace of
Yeah.
Spades.
No, dude, that's
Yeah,
all.
like stuff like that. Yeah, like some chill punk
Yeah.
stuff that you would hear at like a skate
Rock.
park.
Every time the kids and I break out the cards and we're playing 21 or whatever or BS,
Yeah.
I'm like, who's got the Ace of Spades? The Ace of Spades.
The Ace of Spades.
Go on Motorhead on them. But yeah, so I mean, it wasn't
Okay.
metal as what I was expecting because there's a place. Or I don't know if it's still open, but there was a place in Austin on 6th Street that was called Death Metal Pizza.
Okay.
See, that death metal pizza just by the look, and
Yeah.
even that shirt. So that shirt's from the brewery, right?
Yeah.
Check out this shirt.
Yeah, it's
You know what I
totally
mean?
that's death metal.
That it reminds me of death metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think they did this as like I don't know if it was a gimmick or whatever
yeah, I
they
want to
did.
see. I
So-
want to see. Do they have a website? This brewery. I want to see what their website looks like.
Oh yeah, I'll look at it here in just a second. But here's that pizza place I was talking
that
about,
looks cool.
Death Metal Pizza
Yep.
on 6th Street.
With 666 Street.
Yeah, and what I
Ooh.
understood is that it was kind of dark on the inside.
Oh, I'm sure it's all black.
Yeah, they've got a pentagram,
Yeah.
666 Street.
They
Yeah,
got dudes with jean
Dudes
jackets.
with cut off jean jackets.
Yeah, cut off jean jackets. Middle finger stickers.
like it
Look
looks
at
like
her. Look at that.
yeah,
Is that a chick?
yeah,
with
over
her
here.
belly.
Is that her belly?
Yeah. That's
Yep,
her belly
let's call
hanging
it
out.
that.
Weird the way she's standing.
She's bowed up to this dude with.
Yeah, it looks like she's ready to fight, but then she's only wanting like to like bump beer bellies or something.
She's bowed up with her beer
Yeah.
belly hanging out and her booty sticking
But
out.
here's the you wanted to look at Norton's Brewing.
Yeah, I want to see what their website.
So,
Oh, look at those
dude, the place
beers.
was legit. So if you're ever in Wichita, I don't know how often you guys go to Kansas. Every time I go visit my brother, I'm gonna stop there.
For sure.
Like it's got a
Yeah.
good vibe. It's got a good atmosphere. So it'd be kid friendly. Cause basically it's a restaurant.
That looks cool. Yeah, the only time I'd be in Wichita would be riding with you up to go see Justin.
Yeah.
You know, oh, that looks cool. They got a cool vibe.
Yeah, it's
Are
not
those
as dark as I
double-sided
thought.
Axe T-shirts?
Yeah.
Like, what's their? Is that their
It
logo?
looks like an axe.
Oh,
yeah,
it is.
yeah. Their logo has an axe on it.
Yeah.
Norton.
Like you ever seen
And
that
they
Cartoon
served this in an
Network show
axe.
Metalocalypse?
Yeah.
I feel like that band are the guys that I imagine brewing the
Oh,
beer
really?
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a picture of Ghostbusters hanging from the ceiling?
They look like Slimer.
Yeah, they had all kinds of stuff. I mean, so like, yeah, their logo has this like axe thing. So I think they do flights in like a wooden axe.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
So, hey, dude, the place was legit.
Yeah.
And you said full scale restaurant food was
Oh,
fire?
for sure, dude. The food was great.
Okay.
It was like a upscale food place. So I mean, I got a sandwich like both times, but the sandwiches were gourmet sandwiches.
Okay.
Really? Now,
So-
is Wichita like the heart of Kansas? Or I know I've been to Topeka. I think it's northeast. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like where Wichita's at.
Like
Right
no
off
joke,
35?
35 to you go 35 to I think 135, which turns into the Kansas Turnpike.
Yeah. Okay. I've been.
You
off
take the Kansas Turnpike basically all the way to I think I-80. I'd have to look at it, but
Gotcha.
I remember, dude, they're so old school. You got to go through toll booths and pick a ticket.
Yeah.
And then you go
Throw
through another
money in the
toll
toll.
booth and you pay the $2 and then you keep going. Like it's old school style, man.
Yeah.
And depending on where you like exit and stuff, depends on how much you have to pay.
Yeah. How many axles you have?
Yeah.
How much money you got to pay for? It's
Yeah.
crazy. Like old school.
Old school.
Like super old school, where people like you're out in the middle of nowhere and there's some lady at a toll booth,
Yeah. In
Like,
the middle of nowhere.
Big Daddy style.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be one of the most dangerous jobs
Why?
because
I would
people
think so.
crash into it.
Oh,
You just
I was
sit-
thinking
you're
like getting
trapped in-
robbed.
No, you're trapped in a booth and people are driving fast
be
on the
creepy.
highway, and yeah, they
That'd
wreck
be really
into
creepy.
it.
I remember when I went to Tulsa, I had to hit that exchange, that turnpike, and sure enough, there was an older lady just chilling off in the middle of nowhere in a booth.
You're trapped in a death machine there,
Yeah.
death booth.
Really?
A
I would have
death
never.
booth.
I would have never thought about that. Like, I mean, they have they're
Look at
massive toll booths. I mean, how do you not see these when you're driving through? Like, it makes no sense to me. These are giant things.
I'm thinking a standalone death booth.
No,
Too.
like
Me
they're
too.
massive like this.
Yeah.
There's like 5 or 6 lanes. Some of them you can go through if you have a toll
well,
tag, and the
yeah.
other ones you have to stop in.
Still
It
looks,
looks like they've improved it a little bit.
Since the last time you've been that way.
I mean, since back in the day, and whenever we had them here,
Since
like
death
in
booths.
Oklahoma and Texas and stuff.
Yeah,
Like when I was a kid
Oklahoma's
growing
got 'em.
up, it was. I remember there's just a funnel. They moved away from like having people, and they just moved to the funnel that you would drop.
Oh
money in.
yeah.
Oh, like no joke, like Big Daddy. You just throw it as you're running through.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is a little bit more legit, I guess. But you posted something else here. What is this about the gym?
Yeah. What do we got on this, Larry?
Refresh this.
So
and turn
I
this
just
up.
thought, we're about to approach the new year. I don't know if you guys ever hit the gym, but as you know, yeah, check it out.
So
There
is
you
this
go.
like the new beginnings?
Yeah, you're hitting the gym January 1st. This is what you see.
Yeah, okay.
So for one, everybody knows that January 1st is like everyone's New Year's resolution. So
Yeah.
the gym's always packed.
Oh, 100%.
So if you normally go to the gym, you're super annoyed because you feel entitled and you're like, oh, these people, this is my gym I go
Like, I've
to.
been
What
here
are
for-
y'all doing here?
yeah.
And then another thing is like just seeing people do weird stuff on
Like
machine.
that.
What's the craziest thing that you guys ever seen on the machine? Anything wild?
I've never seen anything this crazy, but you notice every single one of these are at Planet Fitness.
That's
one
where
of
the
them.
non-pros go.
Yeah. That's where
Yeah.
you go not to be judged. Craziest thing, I've never seen anything crazy like this.
Yeah,
Have
I've
y'all?
never seen anything crazy at
You
all.
never seen people do crazy workouts?
No.
Just look unsafe or
Yeah, have no idea how to use
No, I
the
just
equipment.
kind of get
Yeah.
in and get out. I don't pay attention to other people.
Yeah. To Joe.
What?
I don't look at other people. Yeah, so
I mean, maybe a little bit when I would like run on the treadmill because for some reason
Yeah.
every gym the treadmill's in the back.
Yeah, they're
You
looking
can see
out
the entire-
gym.
exactly.
thing,
I mean,
so-
or
Yeah.
you're
Maybe
waiting
then,
to use a
but I never-
machine and you're just seeing someone use it and you're like, man, that's
That's
looks
so
like
inaccurate.
bad form.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I don't think I've ever
Looks
paid
like it's
attention to it.
you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like if I go to the gym, I need to go with Larry since he knows what
Yeah.
he's doing. Apparently.
Larry always knows the best places to people watch, to sightsee, like Chick-fil-A parking lot and apparently Planet Fitness.
I forgot about the Chick-fil-A stuff. That was crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I just saw this today, so I sent it. Thought maybe there might be some stories that you guys have of crazy
No,
gym.
I'm
but-
usually the
I
only
mean-
person in my gym when I go.
Yeah.
You know, but
I mean, I haven't been to the gym in a couple of years, so nope.
yeah.
Can't tell you there, man. I'm not a gym rat. Maybe if I went more often, I'd see it.
For sure.
Uh,
you'd see some stuff like this if you went.
Probably.
Guarantee it.
Probably.
Joe would be. It's one of those things where it's like if you don't see that, then maybe you're the one doing that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Maybe that's the
Exactly.
problem.
That's the
you guys
issue.
are like, I don't see an issue with these workouts.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
No, it's
Is
like
that not how you use that flying machine? That you
it's
fly
like
around
the
on it?
The fly.
it's like what they say when you say like you always when you have the get-togethers with the family,
Yeah.
you always have
Somebody
that's annoying, and if
if
you
you
don't
don't,
notice
you're
it, then
usually
you're
that-
the one that's annoying.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You
I'm the
know
one
who
that
it
doesn't know how to
is.
do it. So what I was going to ask you is, so can you get behind that? We're going to do a couple of these. Can you get behind a Snuggie?
Okay.
So Celestial's apparently selling Snuggies now.
Nice.
Okay. Can
Got
you
a
get
Snuggie?
behind it?
It's simple. It's a blanket with sleeves.
Yeah.
No, it's a backwards robe.
Or a backwards robe.
Oh,
An
okay.
oversized backwards
Yeah.
wizard robe.
Yeah. I mean, look, these dudes are struggling,
If
and then now they're not struggling anymore when they got the Snuggie on.
okay, if she came with the Snuggie, then yeah, I can get behind it. Shout out to Celestial.
So let me tell you a situation where I know you could get behind it.
Okay.
You're outside. Maybe you're at like a football game or something, and
For
you are
sure.
freezing.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
you
yeah.
see someone with that,
A sporting
there's
event?
nothing more in your heart that you want more than that thing. In that
They just
moment.
became your
Well,
best friend.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I would kill for
No,
that Snuggie.
well, like I have to think. He goes, so what would equate or what would make it necessary for you to need a Snuggie versus a blanket? So it'd have to be something you need to use your arms with.
like this. You can drink a
Yeah.
beer and still
Yeah,
be warm.
The blanket's more for your legs, but you want something for that upper body.
Oh, really? Because
Yeah.
I mean, I can do a
Windwalker.
blanket like all
Yeah.
over up here to the neck.
Like,
You know,
to
like
me,
when
it's
you're-
do you go behind over your shoulders or do you do up the front?
No, you do it up the front.
Up the front, right? So, but when you're like snugged in, like the covers, the last thing you want to do is reach out to grab
Get that
a
cold
drink,
arm.
to get that cold arm. Your arm
Yeah.
just froze at that point. So
Right.
yes, I can remain snugged up, right, and still sip on that cold beer.
Mm-hmm.
So Brian could get
I
behind a
could
Snuggie.
definitely get behind
Oh
the
yeah.
Snuggie.
And Brian's also had an incident where he had a blanket once, and he was actually trying to find something under it, and somebody saw it moving. It's a whole traumatizing story.
we won't get into
Yeah,
it,
we
yeah.
can't get into
Yeah.
it what they saw, but
But if I had a Snuggie, I could
It
have
would've been
avoided the whole
avoided.
situation.
that rumor would have never started.
So I'm seeing a Snuggie at like. Does this sound weird to see a Snuggie at like a bonfire?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
100%.
that's good. That's what I'm saying. In that situation, I would love a Snuggie.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like you said, at a football game out in the stands.
My problem is where would I store it? I'm not going to be wanting to use it on my couch. And
Why
then,
not?
And then because it's like my house ain't that cold.
No, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you're wanting, because
What
like
about the
this time
coat
of the
closet?
year, I don't turn on the heater. I just leave it off, and I just use a blanket, sit on the couch. So a Snuggie would be good if I'm watching a movie with some popcorn or something.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Or
popcorn.
maybe you bring a Snuggie to the movies.
Maybe, but it's not that cold at the movies either.
True.
Well, Larry,
I
maybe
feel like-
you just don't like blankets.
I feel like I'm hot natured for
Yeah,
one.
he's
But I
just
feel like at
hot-natured.
your house, if you seriously don't use the heater, then that would be great.
That'd be the
At
way to
your
go.
Like, I mean, I do
Yeah.
eventually. Like, I think I just turned it on because it got to like the 30s today.
Yeah.
Inside?
No, I'm saying
Oh.
outside.
I was gonna
Outside,
say,
I
it's-
think when I
it's
looked at
warm
it
in
this
here.
morning, I think
Yeah.
it said 30 degrees.
Yeah, it's cold. I was
Yeah.
freezing today.
So like
inside the
I
house.
turned it on today, but I usually leave the house during the winter time at least.
Yeah.
Conserve electricity. I usually leave it right around 65 or so.
Mm.
Yeah.
See, like I have, even in my office, I have a tiny little heater,
Mm-hmm,
and it doesn't warm the whole thing up, but it warms it up enough. But sometimes, like when I go out there and I don't turn the heater on the day
Yeah.
before, then it's really cold,
cold.
and I am seriously good with just wearing long johns and shorts. It's like I like that cold air on me. I'm feeling it, and I'm like, "Whoo, this is getting me going."
Yeah, I
Man,
just put on a
see,
jacket.
I'm the opposite, man. I just can't do cold weather very well. I
Oh,
don't do so a Snuggie. I need a Snuggie in my life.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I got to chill just thinking about.
Yeah.
Dang, so you get behind it tenfold then.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
However, like, to
Celestial,
win,
hit
if-
hit your boy up.
Yeah, hit me up.
exactly.
I'd love to have one of those Celestial Snuggies.
Well,
Yeah.
let's rate that Snuggie too.
Okay,
I mean, the Snuggie's pretty fire.
it's cool.
Do they have one design?
I'm not even sure. Do you want me to let's
yeah,
look up
let's
on
and
their
look
that's
up
one of their
website.
standouts, right? They have really cool artwork in the brewery, and their Instagram posts. They're all about some artwork. I think Larry can definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, they have like their artwork is. I don't know if I'd say it's odd, but it reminds me of like
Yeah,
Andy Warhol kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
I love the
Just
pastels,
different
the colors.
pastel colors.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like they take an image
Dude.
and then they just animate over.
Can
it.
we go back? I really want to go back.
Dude,
there.
I'm gonna hit them up.
Look,
Yeah.
that top that she's wearing is the
Yeah.
same design.
It is.
the
I
same
think it's
design.
their Space Juice like IPA. I think they have
Yeah.
an IPA called.
I want to.
Space
We got to
Juice.
take Larry down there to the brewery. It was really cool.
Well, they have it on Instagram, but I'm
Brian
not
can
seeing it
get
on their
behind that
website
shirt
yet.
Right there, go down.
D- ab-
What if Brian's wearing that
Absolutely.
shirt, that
This one right
sweater
here?
with the cutoff, the crop
I'd be too
sweatshirt?
chilled, man. My belly button would be frozen.
That shirt, that's 90s.
But
I don't
yeah,
see
I
him
can
on their
definitely-
website just yet. Justin.
Oh, just in time. Maybe they sold out.
Man, when we
Christmas time, man.
I mean, they just posted this 2 days ago. So,
Well,
I need one.
I mean, it could have sold out.
So I think it's safe to say we can all get behind the Snuggie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the
for
idea of a
different
Snuggie.
reasons.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I just don't know if I'd want one because I'd probably never get it out.
I would definitely get it out. I'd use it all the time, probably.
I would. The time I would want it is the time I don't have it with me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, why don't I have
Why
my
did I bring a
Snuggie?
Snuggie? Yeah.
So yeah, it sounds like if the girls start playing soccer or something, you keep it in the
Yeah,
back
yeah.
of the you keep it in the back of the car with like a chair.
Yeah,
Just
It'd be-
leave it there at all times.
yeah.
Yeah. It'd be a good
That's not a bad
conversational
idea.
piece, too.
I don't know about that. It just keeps
Brian's
me warm.
looking at an opportunity to pick up on women.
That's what I was
Yo,
thinking.
hey,
Look, I got the Snuggie. It's I can lure them in.
Hey, sweetheart,
I
you
go and
chill. You
find
look
someone who's
chilled.
cold.
You got some goosebumps over there?
You want to
Get
get
outta
out of the
here.
Snuggie?
Get out of here.
Cool. I can
All right.
definitely get
Brian
behind
wants
it.
a 4 armhole Snuggie. Sit in front.
So it's like a double
Like
Snuggie.
Which
Oh.
actually might be a good idea.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking 4 armhole. I was thinking like a double Snuggie, almost like
Yeah.
it would look like it
More-
would be something. So it's double the width, but it only has 2 arms still, so you have to sit next to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it could be for like an extra large person, but I was thinking more for like a
Could.
couple.
Then
or you
you-
could have a 3rd armhole that you share. And it's like you just take turns. Oh, I need to get that. Let me get in
Yeah,
this
I was gonna
armhole.
say,
And
then it'd
you
be-
reach
That
for
looks
something,
real
and
weird.
then you get it back out.
Yeah.
Almost like a Siamese twin.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be really questionable on what's going on underneath the covers.
No joke.
What
You
are
just
you
see-
doing?
You just see his left arm and her right arm, and you're like, where are those other hands?
Yeah.
Oh, so
What's going on under
What
there?
is happening?
so maybe you do need to have both arms out.
I'm digging the 4-person Snuggie. Where do I sign up?
I was
4?
thinking that-
Wait. A 4-person? Dang, he's having an orgy underneath that Snuggie.
No, I meant 4-arm Snuggie.
He's got a
just
real
like-
party going underneath
yeah,
there,
It's
man.
like a square, and you all sit back to back with your armholes.
It's like a giant tent.
Yeah.
So I
You
like
can
a
unfold,
two-
or you can fold
Man.
up for warmth.
So
sure
it just
could.
velcros on one side.
Yeah, it's for stargazing.
Man.
It's like, let's just go back to back. You tell me if you see a shooting star over there.
You sold me on it, man. Say no more. Dang.
That stargazing.
All right, fellas, So we're the great debate. Got a question for you. So,
Okay.
would you consider pizza an open face sandwich?
Brian.
No. An open face.
I mean, it's like a flatbread, right?
I
I would
mean-
almost say is an open face sandwich a pizza.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask. Is like what? So like,
Yeah, what is an
describe an
open
open
face?
face sandwich.
I would say it's criminal.
Why?
Thank
Why?
you.
Because you straight up didn't.
It's not
you
a
stole
sandwich.
the top piece of bread from someone.
Yeah.
So it's a criminal act.
It is.
Yeah.
And
I don't understand the
It's
open face
theft,
sandwich. I
man.
feel like you should have the top piece of the bread.
I do too. At that point, it's like a tostada. You know.
And I guess the difference
you
is
do?
dough, the different kinds of dough. Pizza dough is different than bread dough.
Yeah. So
Right.
the dough is different. Okay.
And then there's
All right.
tomato sauce versus a
Yeah.
sandwich might have like a tomato, like a pesto or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's
Well,
not going to be
so,
tomato
like,
sauce.
If you think about like different types of sandwiches, obviously they're made
Mm-hmm.
with different kinds of bread,
Yeah.
different kinds of dough. Would you consider a flatbread? Could you have a flatbread sandwich?
Yeah, but what's weird is I call them flatbread pizzas.
Oh, I mean, I've had a
Yeah.
flatbread pizza,
Yeah.
But,
Even
like-
if it doesn't have tomato sauce.
but I guess a sandwich would obviously have the other slice on top. So you do flatbread on both sides. You call it a flatbread sandwich at that point. But if you take the top flatbread off, is it now an open face sandwich?
I don't think an open face sandwich is even justified to be called a sandwich.
Okay. Well, I mean,
I really
according to
don't.
Wikipedia,
Either. I think
an
it's on
open
Earth.
face sandwich is just it says here, some sort of bread half platter consists of a slice of bread or toast with one or more food items on top. So it's like
Okay.
avocado toast would be considered an open face sandwich, I guess.
Yeah, like sometimes. Have you guys ever had
It's like a low carb sandwich.
an eggy in a basket? Have you ever heard of that?
Oh,
Is
no,
it the
what's
egg in the
that?
hole in the toast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
make
like-
those all the time.
See, I've done an egg in a
Yeah.
hole. I've never heard it called egg in a basket. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's what
It's
I
kinda same
Charity taught it to me, and that's what I make those.
Yeah, they're
and I'll have
awesome.
an egg in there, and
Yeah.
I don't put anything else on it. But I mean, technically, it's just a single piece of bread with toast in it.
Yeah, I put
I mean,
a little
single with a
yeah
egg
with
in
the
it.
egg fried egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do a little butter on each side with some seasoned salt.
Mhm.
Bro, that's fire.
Yeah, do
I
you do some
love it.
salt, maybe
Yeah,
some
little bit of-
some crushed red pepper,
Yeah,
some avocado.
just hit
True.
it on that salt and let it
Yeah.
run off the elbow.
Salt Bay.
If it's not 90 degrees,
If it ain't 90,
is it even happening?
are you living your life?
Are you living it? So I got a question for you guys.
Okay, what do you got?
And this is more of a scenario, and you really made me think about this with this whole open face sandwich.
Yeah.
So you go to Subway, right?
Okay.
And this is Brian.
Oh,
'cause he's at Subway all the time.
yes. Yes.
And they're like, "What kind of bread do you want?" You're like, "I want the
Open
flatbread." No, you say you get where I'm going. You're like, "I want the flatbread." So then they start putting stuff in there.
What are they
The
gonna do
very
with it?
last step, they're about to
They
close
close it.
You put your hand out. No.
No, you
I
leave
wanna
it, you leave it
open
open
face.
faced.
The only difference is they didn't finish the job.
Right.
It's like they left off the top slice.
But imagine if you make them do that, and then they're gonna be like, "Well, how am I supposed to wrap it up now?" Like they're confused. It's
Yeah.
like you're blowing
They're
their
just
mind.
they're just gonna move it from the tray or from the cutting board to the plastic tray.
Yeah.
So-
And serve it to you. They
so
can't wrap it up.
The question is, does the bread make or break a sandwich?
Yes.
Yeah.
The sandwich is only as good as the bread.
yeah, true.
100%.
So like at home, when I make sandwiches, I just use the same sliced bread for all different kinds of sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I want to go super extra with it, yeah, I'll buy like something else. But for the most part, it's just the same bread for no matter what kind of sandwich I'm going to make.
Right.
And the bread is really just a vessel to hold everything together.
Well,
At that point, now there are
in your
times
mind it
where
is.
I do
It's
like
simple.
a nice. Well, I'm just saying when I'm making them at home.
Yeah.
Now, if
Yeah.
I want a good gourmet sandwich, yeah, the bread is going to either make or break the actual
It
sandwich
does.
itself.
It makes or break it.
But
Yeah.
at home, the bread's just there to hold everything together. So I could see doing open faced. One, bread lasts longer. You can get more sandwiches out of it. And two, it's low carb
Yeah, half carb.
or lower carb, I should say.
Yeah, you could say
Maybe not low.
50% carb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still hadn't sold me on that.
No?
On it, but
Yeah.
no. But because okay, describe to me how are you going to eat an open faced sandwich?
Same
Are
way
you going to
just-
use
the same way you'd eat a
utensils, or
slice
are
of
you
pizza.
Yeah.
So, okay, pizza. You're just going to kind of one
Just
hand that
hold
guy.
it and just
Just kind of bring it to you. Okay.
yeah.
The thing
just
with the
like you
pizza
would.
though is you could bump into something, it's all good.
Yeah,
the
you're
open
straight.
face sandwich, you're screwed.
You've lost your lunch.
and then boom, it's all
No,
over
so
the, place.
only way to make sure it all stays together is to do melty cheese on top to
toast
hold
it,
it together.
yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
you
Just make sure the cheese holds everything together
guys are making me want a sandwich.
until everything slides off because the cheese held it together, but not onto the bread.
Dude, seriously,
Yeah.
dude, go to Subway though, and don't
I
let,
will, I'm
them,
gonna
don't let them
ask-
close it, but then just see how they're gonna solve the
the
problem.
mystery.
what they'll do is they'll just pick up the sandwich and just throw it in the bag and say, "I quit." They're like, "That's it.
Yeah,
That's
you've
it."
ruined their life.
It was like final
This
straw.
butthole. Yeah,
Yeah.
final straw.
These are the guys that make
Yeah.
me hate my job.
Yes. And I'm always
Gotta
the
be
one-
difficult.
I'm always the customer that's catering to the one behind the counter.
Yeah.
I want their life to be easier, so I'm like, no, you do it however you see fit. I'm gonna eat it. So
Yeah,
I would never I would never call a stop to a situation and say no. I just want an
You
open
bring
face.
a whistle. Blow
Flag
the
on the
whistle
plate.
right when they're about to fold it.
Yeah,
Flag on the plate.
Yeah.
Flag. I wanted open face.
yeah. Where's your manager? I'm calling corporate. Yeah.
So it sounds like you can't get behind the open face sandwich, but
I'm not against it.
Pizza.
I like
I'm not
avocado
against it.
bread.
Yeah.
avocado toast, that's an open face sandwich right there.
Yeah, I'm like Larry. I'm not against it, but I just don't think it can be called a sandwich.
I guess technically pizza would be called an open face sandwich, but I'm just going to call it pizza.
So then you would have to say that a calzone is an official pizza.
Ooh, now we're throwing calzone in
No,
the
a
mix.
calzone's like a pizza sandwich.
Oh, here we are.
Wait,
Whoa,
what?
whoa.
So there is no such thing as pizza then.
Pizza's not even real.
Yeah.
Yeah, pizza's not real.
It's like Santa Claus, man. That's,
It's like open face sandwiches or closed face pizza
you would
sandwich.
call it, if you're going to call a calzone a pizza sandwich, then you would have to call pizza an open face pizza sandwich. It'd be the same idea.
so much.
It'd be the same
An
idea.
open face pizza sandwich.
Dude, this thing derailed, man. We've gone off the rails at this
Yeah.
point.
I'm gonna start calling it an open face pizza sandwich.
Yes, you order a piece. Go to Sam's Club and say, like, I just want one piece of pepperoni open face pizza sandwich. They're like, what? Open face pizza sandwich. Say it really fast.
Now that person would quit.
So
did
you guys ever do weird stuff like this as kids? Like when you were in high school?
No.
Go mess with people at like. So one of the things that I like. Yeah, just ordering weird stuff. So like I would go to like because on our way home from like youth group, we would stop by Taco Bell and get something to eat on the way home, and like a couple of times. Walk up and just you look at them dead face and you have to point. If you don't point, then it doesn't sell at all.
Okay.
You walk in, you go, oh yeah, can I go ahead and get the lobster platter, please? And look at you weird, and you're like, yeah, the lobster platter. And then they turn around, they look at the menu, like, what the hell is the lobster platter on there? Yeah,
it might work at Long John Silver. They're like, what? We got the lobster platter now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Man.
I used to do that where you go to drive through and say, I want some of that water that tastes like Sprite. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
And they'll hook you up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Say,
really?
I got
Yeah.
you, man. Shh, get you some Sprite in there for free.
That's awesome.
Oh, really?
That's how you get a free Sprite.
Yeah.
If they're cool.
We've got new merchandise available, and this stuff is amazing. We've got a few awesome designs. We even have all new pint glasses and stickers. You know you want one of those glasses. I mean, you already drink a beer while watching the show anyway, so you might as well support the show and put your beer in one of our glasses. The link is in the description, so hit that link and pick up something from us today. Make sure that you use the code DUDES10 at checkout to receive 10% off your order. Again, that's DUDES, D-U-D-E-S, 10, the number 10, 10, at checkout to receive 10% off of your order. We appreciate you guys tuning in for another episode of Dudes and Brews. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever platform you're on, we're on there. We have a YouTube channel, Dudes and Brews. We would love if you would subscribe there as well. If you are subscribed and you want to help us out just a little more, unsubscribe and resubscribe again. It sounds funny and stupid and kind of obnoxious, all of the subscribing and resubscribing and stuff, but it helps within these little algorithms games for like climbing the charts, because again, we are organic and we are where we are because of you guys.
Yeah, we really do appreciate your support. Shout us out. We really do love it when you guys interact with us, when you add us, mention us, put us on your stories, tag us, all that fun stuff, all the stuff the kids are doing. We like grabbing that stuff and we put it up for you guys. So we appreciate you so much. Keep having fun, drinking them brews, hanging with them dudes. Tune in next week for another episode of Dudes and Brews.